fools. This is Foxtrot plays Absolver with slow clap again. And, we're here with Doug, and we're gonna go further into the world of Absolver of me leveling up, beating up people, and getting beat up.
And I feel 100% relieved. What I mean by that is I had to go to the bathroom before recording, so I went there, and it came back. Dude, I dropped such a Count Dooku. I mean, the dropping of Ditto was real. Yes. Those are Slab Lounge references. My god, these last two episodes of Sifu and this have nothing but Slab Lounge references.
All Slab.
Mm-hmm. For those who don't know, Slab Lounge is Mad Hen House's official podcast starring the three Kwamis, which is myself, Kevin Bradley, and Robert Haywood. Your character looks different, or is it just, or...
A little bit different.
Yeah.
Just equipment-wise.
Yeah, I thought so.
But as you kind of run around, you can gather up equipment to interchange work with your stats.
Oh.
And I'm trying to have specifically for her, I'm trying to have a build that does more cut damage than blood damage.
Oh, right.
So that I can compensate. Yeah, because I can compensate for not having a bladed weapon, even if I'm in a combat that would be better in bladed weapon.
Okay. As you can see, there's used to be part of Kenshiro sharing his universe. And apparent. Wait, who was it that was it in here in Absolver, or was it Sifu with the Yoda cackle?
Neither.
Oh.
It's in the MMO that I.
Oh, okay.
But in that one, yeah, Yoda cackle is the beginning of the game is a lot of Yoda cackle because you're mostly dealing with like bandits and thieves and stuff, and they all have it.
Oh, okay.
So, any area you walk into, if you stand there for at least 30 seconds, someone's gonna do it. So,
God,
and it even applies if they're not technically on screen, because there was a point where one of them was in the area, but I couldn't see them, and then I heard it, and I was just like, who the fuck? Like, you can't see anyone, and I don't see Yoda, but I hear them, so that can't be right.
Okay, so here's some context, people. Way back in our Slab Lounge, we took Star Wars and Star Trek characters and put them into some zany scenarios. One of the things I invented was something called the Yoda cackle. Now, in order for the Yoda cackle to properly work, you have to attempt to insult Yoda. So, like, for all intents and purposes, let's just say, like, he's at a nightclub, some lady, he's trying to put the moves on a lady, he's like, hey, nice ass you have. Pets would look better on my floor. Yoda, no one will date you. You're short, bald, old, and green. And then the cackle comes out, just and then you just go from there. Yoda cackle is amazing. I love the Yoda cackle. It's literally.
You don't need the full laugh.
No, it's just a cackle.
Even in the way it does, it kind of comes off in a condescending way, too.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. The Yoda cackle's brilliant. I think it's one of the best things I've ever made. God, because it just goes to show, like, the stupidest fucking shit ends up turning into the best fucking shit. From Grimace's eat a dick to the Clinton, to what I did with Clinton with Scooby-Doo and the gang. Oh. In fact...
Well, it's the sad thing, too, because even like when I was a kid, when I was younger, and of course I still cuss as a kid, because, you do.
Yeah.
But back in the day, back when I was like in high school, the whole fact that the concept now for getting around saying bitch is bish, like B-I-S-H. Yeah, I was doing that back then without that context. And I was just saying that. Me and friends would say that, and then you go years of not saying it, and then all of a sudden, the next generation comes up and they're like, we're gonna say it. And you're like, I fucking made that. Like, I know damn well I can't get credit for it, but I know
can get credit for it. You just need the swagger.
Well, because the only other way to get credit would be I'd have to like get my whole crew.
Don't.
And then testify with them.
I was seriously gonna say don't. No. You're not gonna put that bucket on your head, are you? You did.
I need the cut, damn it.
You're trying. It's like you're trying to be Isaac Clarke from fucking Dead Space.
Hey, he can cut things. It counts.
Do you really want to be associated with Isaac Clarke, though?
I mean, my main character doesn't talk. I'm specializing in cut damage. I have that mask. I'm very lost without anybody telling me anything going on, and people randomly show up to try and fight me. That's pretty Isaac.
That's pretty Isaac.
That's pretty much the storyline in the first game. He doesn't know what the fuck's going on. He's just wandering around, and then shit shows up, and he's just like, okay, I'll deal with it.
Yeah, but the characters suck.
Yeah, no, they do. I didn't say she's designed to be like him to the T. But fashion sense, I'm not gonna argue. Like, it's getting me more cut damage, I'll deal with it.
I guess. Well, I mean, it does fall in line with the whole MMO scenario. Rock as much stupid shit. Because, it would be nice if it was one whole thing. But MMOs are saying, like, no, this weapon does better. This piece of gear does different things rather than this. And you just look like a fashion show nightmare.
Oh, yes, you must. You must.
Yeah.
They usually, most MMOs design you up. Which, for the record, Lost Ark is better than I give it credit to, because even with all its loot that it gives me, most of it makes some fashion aesthetical sense. I don't look like a hot mess every 2 seconds.
What is... Oh, yeah, that's...
Glove, I'm like, oh, okay, it still matches in colors. Like, it automatically kind of syncs up with my stuff, and I'm like, okay. Instead of World of Warcraft, where I looked like I came out of the fucking trash pit and just found whatever I could throw on.
I still can't believe people are playing World of Warcraft. I still can't believe World of Warcraft is still making a profit.
Oh yeah, they're gonna exist for as long as they can. But that's how MMOs work. The appeal for MMOs is you being a part of a greater community. As long as that community exists, you'll generally want to be a part of it. So unless the community fucks up, which does happen, but generally, how do I put it? World of Warcraft community is very split on its own anyway. So depending on which set of the community you're in, you probably could just switch to another set and still function. Because there's the toxic ones. But then there's still also the other toxic ones who aren't as toxic as those.
Well, that depends on which crowd you're talking about. I mean, like, there are those that are just all like, oh, we're the Burning Crusade crowd when it was real. Before Wrath of the Lich King made it baby's first MMORPG or whatever.
And I feel like anybody acts like they like this Pandaria before it later got pushed in further is getting shit talked. Because even though the pandas were cool, that wasn't the best expansion. Was it?
I'll take your word for it, because I only played World of Warcraft once, and it will forever be once, because the combat was so fucking boring for me. And I had buddies who were like, dude, it's about joining the community. I'm like, dude, if I want to talk to the community, I'll talk to my friends. Why in God's name would I want to play a game that's boring? First of all, you're talking to me, I have to, because I went for a warrior. Obviously, I wanted to, because I'm usually, the one in the front lines. So I need to have, 500 buffs to take on a monster that's half the size of my dick. Are you kidding me? No. And then even when I finally get into combat, it's one-click combat, and that's boring as shit.
Oh, see, that's why I'm a warlock. Yeah. We don't do front lines. We throw things at you from the back.
No,
By the time you start to run up to the front, the DPS, it kills you.
No, I'm gonna be guts, dude. I'm going to be guts. Give me that berserker armor, and I will wail on everything. That's why I love the Force Commander in Dawn of War 2, and yeah, it just goes from there. That's why Gobblecock does what Gobblecock does.
There's certain games where I am more a range player, but there's certain games, depending on who the closer or the melee or the tank is,
Mm-hmm.
because I like the mechanics between the two. Lost Ark, I haven't really pushed the melee people yet,
Mm-hmm.
but that's because I'm waiting for a class to be released. Because when it got released over here, there's a class that exists over in Korea that is not over here yet.
Mm.
That didn't get released with it.
Oh, okay.
And so I'm basically waiting for that class because it's Lance Master. I want a Lance Master. And although I don't dislike my gunner, because I do like it, but that Lance Master, even just seeing the way it combats and the skill, no, I want it. I want it.
What is
Like
Lost?
everything else I make can be alts. That Lance Master will be my main character when it is released.
Fair enough, but what is Lost Ark?
Korean MMO RPG. Basically, you get sent to. I'm trying to contextualize the story small-wise because I'm still in the beginning and there's still more story. So, you are looking for what is the Lost Arks, which are pieces to a greater. What is that thing called? Basically, it'll be like a giant temple where you can recreate the world, fix it, or destroy it. You know, demons are after it, people are after it. It's that type of thing. I can remake the world with it. That type of Deus Ex Machina type.
Okay.
But they're 7 pieces scattered, and so the game starts the premise of you going on an adventure and happening to upon, getting the pieces and gathering up because you're a prophesied hero. But somewhere around level 50, that can sit on the side. You don't have to worry about that. You can go do dungeons and just kill the things that are running around, and you don't have to worry as much about the story. But that is the premise of the story.
Okay.
And eventually, I think it's 26, you unlock PvP, which I'm at 22, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna be in PvP soon.
Okay.
But for the most part, that's what it is. It's consider it because it gets compared a lot to it, and when you see it, it has themes similar to it, but it's not. Attribute it to like Diablo 3.
Okay.
But that's what I said. It's not the same because it's not as linear. You do have other options. You have other things you can do. Skills are executed completely differently because certain skills can be done in a literal combo where you can hold a button to have the skill do other damages. Like you can actually make combos with certain attacks because there are certain attacks where you can hit it 3 times before the cooldown. There's other ones that are just a one-shot. Like you do it and then you wait for your cooldown. My particular character, which is a gunner, like I can switch between guns. Your main form, which is the fastest, is handgun. But you do have a long rifle, and you do have a shotgun. So in combat, you can alternate between them, but I don't have a whole lot of skills for my shotgun and my long gun.
Oh, okay.
But it's basically journeying around. But after you hit like level 50, what ends up happening is you can make a ship, and then you can actually traverse the whole open wide world. So you can go to different islands. Like the story's not forced. You can go out to the different islands, explore areas, gather things, do stuff. So it's having that feel of like Diablo being on the rails, but you're not actually on the rails. You can just stop and go do whatever the fuck you want to, like Skyrim.
Oh, okay.
So it's kind of a mix of both. That's why I say it's hard. When you see it, you'll immediately be like, it's Diablo, but when you see it actually playing, you'll be like, oh, that's not Diablo.
Okay. Fair enough.
But it has that whole same top-down aesthetic.
I really want Lost Saga to come back. Like, were you able to look into... Wait,
when
what?
Everything's going. It's hype.
Nah, that's not gonna happen.
That whole thing.
Ah, it's not gonna happen. Much as I want it to, it's not going to.
Show the fuck back up.
No, it's see the reason why Lost Saga is gone is honestly because A, it's been around, it's been in the States for like what, over 10 years. So the fan base basically died out, and B, like the server rent was too expensive for them to keep the servers up and running when like the Korean one is still okay, and even then when they were still trying to keep it in America, the network issues were too damn real, and they were leaning more into pay to win.
Oh,
Yeah, because despite all those guest characters like May, Ragna, like you could even have like a thing of armor that lets you kind of turn into Bruce Lee for a bit because like it had Bruce Lee's iconic yellow outfit from the Game of Death. So
Oh, okay.
yeah, but it was just not a lot of. Once the fan base started
A lot of
dying,
games went through that. At some point, they got money free, and then they started being like, "Yeah, we're free to play, but we're pay to win too. So you could just pay more." And that just started rubbing a lot of people the wrong way in the market.
well, I mean, again, you gotta look at it like this. I mean, Lost Saga was great. It was fantastic. They tried its best to stay away from pay to win. In fact, the only way you could theoretically pay to win is if you just go for the guest characters, and that's about it. They didn't have during its later years, it had to go like the pay to win route. Like, oh, you'll have like the super version of this weapon, which basically killed any hope of balance the game might have had, even though the game was really unbalanced to begin with. But like over time, it was because again they just couldn't pay the bills, considering so, and that's what happened. They were like you could tell they tried, and they really did try. Yeah. I loved Lost Saga. Oh man. And I tried looking for a clone.
PvP mode. This was a random dude who showed up and was like, "I'm gonna fight you."
Oh wait, this is an actual player?
Yes, that's why. There was a brief moment. He was standing over there watching me fight everybody else, and then he switched into duel mode. Because it puts a little icon over in the card that lets you know they want to fight.
Oh wow.
So this is an actual... He sat there and watched me do that fighting to see if I would survive, and then he was like, "Let's go."
What a dick.
Well, no, that's fair. Because in this, I didn't understand. He was honestly just wanting to... Because, see, like, I respawned. He was going to resurrect me. He was just wanting to do it just to have somebody to fight.
I guess.
Because that's why I said, this is the beginning world thing. Most people aren't here. So the only people here are the people trying to build up so that you can get to the other place. So fighting anyone is great because you're going to get moves. You're going to get experience. Anybody you encounter, you want to fight them because you want to pick up knowledge about moves. And you might pick up knowledge about their moves, whether they want to use it or not.
Okay.
So that's why most times if someone challenges you, you want to take it. You still want, even if you're going to lose, you want to take it because if you can do enough, you'll still learn some of their moveset. And if you learn it fully, you'll get one of their moves or certain moves of theirs, and then you can do their moves even without them. So it's easier than joining their school or getting the moves grafted onto you while you're in the school.
Oh yeah. Fair enough. Oh, I hope you kill this bastard.
I started to question about it because it was just like the battle started and it was just us at the beginning. And I was like, do you not have minions?
Why did you
Like,
jinx
is there
it?
no minions? No, but I knew. That's what I mean though. In that battle, I had that moment of we were fighting and I was just like, there's no minions. I could just beat you up. And then I backed up and it was like, fuck you.
Well, at least you get health back from every KO.
Yeah. Well, see, and Sifu implemented that because when I went to one of the shrines, it has that as a reward for your experience. Each takedown will get you back to the life.
Yeah. Oh, hey, cool. Nice. Wow, Captain K, you're doing it. You're doing it.
Make it through.
Eat it. Eat it, you piece of shit. You won't block forever? You're almost... You come! Come on! Yes!
That's why I told you about that endurance.
Fuck yeah. Congrats,
The higher
Captain K.
endurance, it doesn't matter how great your block and parry are, eventually your stamina is going to run out. So if I could just push you out that far, I can get the advantage.
Ooh.
And so I acquired his Spike Turtle Warbirds.
You know, you really should, like, think about upgrading other stuff, like strength and what have you.
Eventually.
Okay.
Well, because, like I said, the system in here, you can use weapons and such. So my strength is not the biggest consequence, since I could just put on my gloves, which will boost my damage and everything else. Or I can wield a sword.
Okay.
Like, you can wield things. So my strength's not my biggest worry right now. It's more my dexterity and my endurance. Being able to do my combos and being able to land critical hits.
Right.
But
God.
eventually I'll put some into strength. It's just I'd rather have more technique than strength at the moment. Because strength ain't solve the shit. I can still get my ass whooped.
Yeah, or else you'd be like me, dumbass who put like 41 points into strength, not realizing I had to go to the goddamn weapon upgrade station for to make my weapon hit harder. This isn't Hellpoint,
like,
mind
I
you.
can lift the station. You're like, but your weapon's inefficient. Oh.
God, I'm stupid.
Hey, Mom!
That...
I do like the fact that even if you're randomly roaming the world, like, the random AI enemies are just, like, hanging about.
Yeah,
Like,
I was
even
gonna...
if you run on up to them, they don't seem like they're just awkwardly there. They seem like they actually are there for some life purpose, and then they realize you're there.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, why is the AI like... Why is? Who are they?
I guess because, yeah, I mean, in theory it makes sense, because if no one else was in this world, like, to do the PvP, you would have nothing. You couldn't level, you couldn't learn moves, you couldn't do anything. Whereas, since the AI's here, you can still learn, you can still figure out things, you can still execute, they'll still, like, you'll still get to endgame. It just will take longer because you're not fighting an actual person to build up everything.
Okay.
So I'm happy that they did that, because otherwise, hell, for as long as I've been playing this game, the world would have been fucking empty. I've just been running around.
Fair enough.
Someone showed up.
Wait, is that another player?
Hold on.
Is that another...
Dang. Yeah, that's some dude I fought before. He's still here. This is our rematch.
No! Come on! No! Ah!
Yeah. But that's what I said. Most of this is designed for you to do that. So your opponent can bring you right back, and then he'll just go, because that's literally all you want. It's just the battles.
Fair enough.
So that's why I don't ever get like irritated about it, because I've not run into a dick player in the division. I've run into other players that literally just want to spar. And even when I've done the duel system, a lot of times people will keep rematching just as much as you want to, because that's what it's not the same as like if I go on Dragon Fighter Z and I lose a match, and then they're immediately like, oh, I beat you, I'm gonna leave because you're not worth fighting.
Oh, that pisses me off.
Yeah. Most people in this will fight you 5 to 6 times, whether they win or lose, because they're enjoying actually doing the combos. They want to learn combos and stuff, so they fight you because they want to, not because they're trying to be a dick. So that's why I enjoyed this game.
Alright.
It's not someone just being like, I can kick your ass. It's like, I want that move you want. Let's keep fighting until I learn that move.
Yeah, alright. Fair enough. For the record, the reason why I don't... Like, I'm a firm believer in etiquette. So if you're fighting in, like, let's say you were playing me in Fighter 5, I will advocate for the best of 3. Which is why it's so weird that Power Rangers Battle for the Grid doesn't do that.
Lord.
What?
No, I mean the fact that they didn't do that.
Yeah, it's weird that they don't.
Like that makes no. Yeah, like it's always weird to me when there's games where there's suddenly like we don't have rematch, and you're like, why?
Yeah, why?
You have a system for it.
I can understand Smash Brothers not.
Because I think this is the moment when my controller decided to betray me.
Oh,
There
okay.
was a weird moment towards the end of the video where my character would no longer walk. They would dash. They could punch. They could do everything else. But if I moved the directional, like analog stick to make them walk, no. They said no to walking.
Okay.
And so at that point, I was like, I still had like, I was gonna do 5 more minutes, but I was like, well, I can't walk, so I'm gonna go.
I mean, I get, but like, back to the etiquette. I can understand why Smash doesn't do it. Smash Brothers isn't a fighting game. I don't care who tries to say otherwise. But like, Battle for the Grid is a good. Well, it's an underrated fighting game, but it's a damn good fighting game. So for them to not have the 2 out of 3, that's weird. Speaking of, I really gotta try Poisandra and Rita. Chun-Li, that's a lost cause. I can't Chun-Li. No, I can't, because, number one, she's a charge character. I'm not good with charge characters. And two, her movesets, like Ryu's better. Anyway.
Unique moveset. There's a way to work her, because I used to play as Chun-Li a lot more. And the only thing that would usually kill me so much was her goddamn spinning bird kick, because the charge motion is in the opposite to what you need her to do.
Yeah.
But that's her only real move that had always bugged me for so many years. It's like, oh yeah, do that down up move motion as if you're fucking God.
Ugh.
To make something move across the goddamn screen. It's like that makes no sense. Why is her charge not back full? Like fucking DJ can do it. Why the fuck can't Chun-Li?
DJ can do it. I mean, like, I don't know, man. Like,
they're the actual direction he's going. All his charge attacks go in the actual direction. Chun-Li's charge attacks usually go in some other direction, but it's still a charge attack.
like I said, dude, I can't.
Yeah. No, I get you. I just said, like, I was a Chun-Li player for a while, so that's why I have my gripes, because I enjoy playing as it, but a lot of times my combos or moves get fucked up because of the way her arrangement of her moves go. So a certain move you want to do, you have to break out of what you were already doing, which fucks your combo.
Yeah. I mean, like, it's not, well, to be fair, it's not just Chun-Li. I mean, I can't do Yuri and Gil or any of that. Any character that has charge moves, I suck at. That's just the thing.
I'm an avid camp person. Yeah.
Hey, nothing wrong with that.
Charges I can do all day long.
I mean, like, good on you. I can't. I fucking suck with that. Anyway.
But I was gonna say, join us next time for more leveling up and hopefully killing some more boss type characters to actually find out what's behind that damn door that I've never known what's behind that door. So the game gave me a door and I don't know what it is, so I need to know.
You will, Captain. You will.